Regland, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Because of this, okay, I see. Right.
I know internet penetration has been somehow since this protest started. I just pray that people can join conveniently and we have this meeting straight for.
All right. So we just give 3 minutes thereabouts for order to join so that we'll all be on the same page. I don't know. Is Gertrude there already?
Yeah, she's here.
Okay. All right. Regland, can you see me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, please. I think in a minute you can continue with the presentation.
Okay. Do we have the slide now?
Yes, the slide is on.
Is it the same thing as on the screen? Is it the same on the screen?
Yes. Let me see.
Yeah. So.
Okay. A minute, please. You can just give me 1 minute. Let me just.
Okay.
Okay, Regland. Yes, I have your slide here.
Okay. Yeah. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining again today. I hope you can hear me, Samuel.
I can hear you. You are very loud and clear, please.
Okay. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. As always, the class has been deliberately made to be short so that you can grasp what it is and you can begin working on whatever you have learned. So we don't want to keep it so
Okay, Regland, I think you have a network issue. Hello, can anyone hear me loud and clear? Or is it my network or something?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, please. Okay, I think the Regland is having network issue. I'm trying to message him, even this message is not delivered. All right, I think it's a network issue. I know network is going to be a challenge today because you know, recently the network has been kind of fluctuating somehow. Okay, I don't know. Gertrude, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, maybe you should just take your slide. I don't know the challenges Regland is facing now. Perhaps you can just take your parts, you know.
Okay. The problem is that my video may not come up because of network. I'm trying to connect with other phones and
I don't know. Are you?
go ahead.
I'm not sure you are very audible. Can anybody attest to that? Is she audible or not?
Is it
I think it's the network. The network is a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a network.
I can already see we are going to have a lot of challenges around the network. Right?
But is it better now?
Yes, it's better now. It's better.
Okay. Oh, she said not audible.
Yes, you are audible. You're audible.
Okay. So can I have a slide for the ethical leadership?
Okay. A minute, please.
I'll see if I can still read you.
Okay, Regland is trying to join. He's trying to join.
Okay.
Yes, he's trying to join. So I don't know. Okay, just be on standby.
Okay, then maybe.
Yeah, just be on standby. I'm very sure. Regland is having. He said his network disappeared. All right, Regland, are you here now? Okay, if you're speaking, you need to unmute.
Apologies. Yeah, apologies everyone. Internet just disappeared. I don't know what happened. So so sorry about that. So can we just jump straight into it?
Yes.
Okay. So I was talking about leadership, and I said that many of us, when you hear the word leader, you kind of think that you have to be in a position, political position, or in executive position for you to start answering that title leader. But everyone is a leader because everyone influences someone. So whether you're a parent, whether you have siblings that you direct or you give instruction to do something, or you've thought before, you've done one thing or the other where you get to influence people to do a particular action, consider yourself a leader. And according to John Maxwell, everyone is a leader because everyone influences someone, in one capacity or the other, whether negatively or positively, okay? So in as much as you have a follower or you have somebody that whenever you give instruction, they follow it and they act it out, you are influencing that person, and that qualifies you to be a leader. So we often overlook our own capacity, and that's actually the case. We often overlook our own capacity to influence other people around us. So whether we realize it or not, we are all leaders in our own rights, and we have the power to inspire, power to motivate, and guide others through our words and deeds. Okay, so from today on, know that you're a leader in whichever capacity you have influenced other people. Consider yourself as a leader. Okay, and today's session is dedicated to making you realize that you're a leader. Now, we know that you can inspire negatively and you can inspire positively. And that's how we say ethical leaders, okay? Ethical leaders and transformative leaders, okay? So let's move forward. Samuel, can you take it up?
Okay.
Oh. Next slide.
Okay.
Yeah, so, okay, go back a little. Is that the slide that follows? Okay, yes. So leadership then is not just confined. Yes, okay, after this. Yeah, next slide, Samuel, after this.
Okay. Yes. You want me
to? Yes. So it's fine. Yeah. So leadership is not just confined to the realms of authority or hierarchy. Authority in the sense that you are appointed, maybe as a leader in a community or for political reason, or even your place of work, you grow to the position of manager or CEO or MD. That's not what leadership is all about. But leadership permeates every facet of our lives, in everything you do. In as well that you can, influence someone to do a particular thing, you're a leader. So whether you're a parent that you are trying to impart wisdom to your child, whether you're a teacher that you are igniting the spark of curiosity in your students, you are a leader. So, and leaders are wanted everywhere. So you are wanted everywhere, not just in your place of work, not just as a teacher or as a parent, but you are wanted in every way. Okay. Next slide. So there are 4 dimensions of leadership, okay? It's beyond just title. There are 4 dimensions. So there can be leadership by position. So by virtue of your position, you can be a leader. Let's assume that your company decides to appoint you as the head of a particular department. By virtue of that position, you become a leader. Let's say, for instance, maybe you come from a rural lineage and they decide to make you the KBAC of your town. By virtue of that position, you are a leader. You can also be a leader by experience. You have worked in a particular profession for a long time. You have been teaching in classroom for over 5 years. You have been working as an engineer for over 10 years. So by virtue of your experience, you are a leader in that profession. That means you can guide other people to actually, do the same thing you have been doing over the years because you have the experience. You can also be a leader by virtue of your competence. So you might have attained competency in a particular field. Okay, let's say you decide to take a training on digital marketing, and you have implemented all the training you've had, and you are achieving results. So you yourself, you can call yourself that I'm a leader in this aspect because I have seen the results from implementation. You can also be a leader by character. There are some people that they've not, it's not because they are in a particular position, but because in their character, they have this capacity to influence other people. They have this a way of talking to people, and people will follow them to do a particular thing. So leadership is beyond just title, okay? As we are going to see in some in the next slide. So let's move on, Samuel. So yeah, so we'll see Gertrude will walk us through other aspects, of leadership, but ethical leadership and transformative leadership. So from today also, just have this mindset that leadership is not just by virtue of authority, or you have been appointed, or you grow through the ladder of your career, but you are a leader in any aspect, as a parent, as a teacher, within your community. You are what? You are a leader, and you are needed. Your services are needed everywhere. Okay? Your services are needed everywhere. So Gertrude will be walking us through, other aspects of this session. Gertrude, over to you.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
We can hear you loud and clear, please. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so if you can hear me, and if you enjoyed the last presentation, can you drop some emojis? Those of you that are online, please. Let me see emojis.
All right. Gertrude want to engage with you guys. If you're hearing her loud and clear, just drop some emoji on the chat box. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to moving on to ethical leadership. Okay, so how many of you have been faced with a situation where you have to choose between profit and ethics? Have you all gone through that? Like, you will face a situation where you have to choose between ethics and profit. Oh, cool. That means this is for you. Very good. So we often face such things sometimes. We go through those kind of experiences. We have to choose between profit and ethics. And so we're learning about ethical leadership. And so ethical leadership, like Regland already talked about leadership, is about leading with strong morals and principles. Okay, that's enough with the emojis. Thank you. Ethical leadership is about leading with strong morals and principles and with deep respect for others. So ethical leadership is beyond the rules. It's not only about following the rules. It's about having values like honesty, fairness, integrity, respect, and you have values for for everyone around you. That's what ethical leadership is about. Okay. And we're going to be, okay, thank you. The characteristic of ethical leaders. Now, I want you all in the chat box, please, if there's any leader that you actually admire, can you drop the leader on the group and then on the chat box, and then tell me if they actually show any of these characteristics. Any leader you admire that has actually shown any of these characteristics that you can see on the screen. That is integrity, fairness, accountability. So, okay, very good. So if they show this characteristic, which characteristics have they shown? And why, how did they show it? Integrity, fairness, accountability, transparency, role modeling, and concern for followers. I'm on the chat box. John Maxwell. So which of these characteristics did John Maxwell show that made you to admire him, and in what way? Blessing, can you type on the chat box? Any others? I think we have about 17 here. There's no any leader that you admire.
Okay, please do use the chat box. Any leaders you admire around you or outside the country, just put the name there and what's...
Okay, let's move on. We don't have time.
Okay, good. All right.
Oh, my internet is really bad. Okay, hope you can still hear me before my internet throws me out.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, Baba said to Melu, very good. So which characteristic did he show? Blessing said John Maxwell actually showed all the characteristics. Very good, very good. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the chat. Okay, let's move on. So ethical leaders actually show integrity. So it's beyond the rules, it's beyond profit. Please can you go back to the characteristics? It's beyond the rule, it's beyond profit. It's about integrity, it's about fairness, accountability, transparency, role modeling, and concern for followers, like integrity. So integrity is about being true to your word, being true to your values, especially when it's difficult too. So let people know, okay, if you say this is yes, then let your yes be yes. Don't tell me that, okay, you're selling bread. Okay, I came to buy bread from your shop, or I came to buy, or you're distributing bread to people, and then you see this bread is made of wheat because you wrote it down on the description. Only for me to go and then I test your bread. Your bread is alubo. Sorry. How do they call it? Cassava flour, and it's not wheat flour. So you see, it means that you're not being true to your word. You're not telling me what you're actually doing. And then fairness. So ethical leaders have to be fair. You have to treat everyone justly. You shouldn't show bias to your people because they won't trust you. They'll begin to trust your judgment when you start showing bias to people. And then also you should be accountable. Take responsibility for your actions and your decisions. Be responsible. Don't start giving excuses. Leaders should take responsibility for whatever actions that come, for whatever outcomes that comes out of their actions. You shouldn't give excuses, and also be transparent, be open, communicate. Let the followers know what you're doing. Let the people you're leading know what you're doing. Let your team members know what you're doing. In that way, there's going to be those unison amongst your team members and with the people you're following. Also, role modeling. An ethical leader, you know that saying that people always say, a very funny saying that do as I say, but don't do as I do, or something like that. Follow what I say. That is really wrong. As an ethical leader, your life should actually inspire others. Your life, don't tell people don't do this. Don't you tell people not to tell lies. Tell people to do a particular thing, and then they see you doing something else, and that's wrong as an ethical leader. And also, you should have concern for your followers. You should have empathy. People that are following, people in your team, as an ethical leader, you should show concern for them. Try to understand what they need. Try to understand what's going on. Have concern for the people around you. As a social entrepreneur, in fact, it stems from empathy. You should have concern for what's going on around you. That way, you want to do your best for your people and the people following you, and also the people you're influencing. Okay, can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you. Okay, so we're looking at benefits of ethical leadership. We're going to the story, guys, again. So do you think that ethical leadership is beneficial? Let's see on the chat box, like, how has ethical leadership actually helped? How has integrity helped you in any way? Has being fair helped you in any way? Has accountability? Just give me one example, one scenario. Do you think it's important for us to have ethical, we should show ethics in leadership? Do you think it's important? Let's see. I'm on the chat box. Okay, thank you. Good. She said it's important. Okay. So why? I'll read what we have here. So how? Just 1 minute quickly. How is it important? What do you think? Do you think How has it helped someone? How has it helped a business? How has it helped a leader? How? Okay, as we're waiting, let me just move on. So, like we have here, so it builds trust and credibility. So ethical leadership, if you're an ethical leader, it builds trust and credibility. People will want to believe you. And like we have here, this is actually scarce in Africa. People don't trust people because they don't trust what they say. They will say one thing and then you're doing another thing. You tell me your bread is made of wheat flour. I go to eat it, and then it's cassava flour. Or okay, okay, before we even move on, we have person A and person B, and person A say, we go to meet with someone, and he says, "Oh, this cloth is very original, it's very original," and then he's telling you something, and then you go home and you put that cloth inside water, and the cloth brings out a lot of colors. In fact, the clothes start washing out, and you have person B that does not even boast at all, but it doesn't. We sell original, or we do original stuff, and you go home and you test it, and it's actually true. Which person will you trust, or which person will you go back to? Is it Mr. A or Mr. B? Normal everyday scenario. Who will you go back to? Is it A or B? A that told you that this clothes is original, and they put inside water, the clothes start fading off, start bringing out color, and B tells you, okay, it's original. Does not really boast too much, but put it inside, you go home and test it, and then it's actually original. B, very good. Thank you, Blessing. B. I know everyone will pick B. So it will ethical leadership help you to build trust and credibility. You believe you want to follow ethical leaders. It will also help your company. It enhances organizational reputation. You attract customers. People keep going back to that because they want what you're selling, or they want to be with you because they trust your word. You have integrity. Tell them this is what is and this is what is. It creates positive workplace culture. Your employees are happy. As a scenario, I won't mention that company. It's like, oh, first hand. It'll be like, oh, we're going to increase your bonus, we're going to give you bonus, blah, 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 all of those kinds of things. And then that time, that month came, and there was nothing. It was as though, like, why did you keep their hopes high? So, but when you're true to whatever you're doing, you're fair, your employees will trust your judgment. They'll be happier and they'll be more productive. Your team members will be more productive because they trust what you say. They'll follow you through to the end. That's how you build people. And it introduces legal risk. So, there's a particular company, I'm going to withhold the name to. They made phones, and this phone is water resistant. Okay, this boy went and went to swim with the phone because he said the phone is water resistant, so I can actually swim with this phone. And then he went to swim with the phone, and guess what? The phone got spoiled. He sued them because yes, he told me the phone is water resistant and the phone is not doing what you're supposed to do. So it's going to reduce, if you're an ethical leader, and it's going to reduce legal risks, and also it's going to build strong organizational culture, and then you attract and retain talents. People want to work for companies that have strong ethical values. People want to work for you if you have a strong ethical. People want to follow you. Nobody wants to follow someone that is corny, that is not true to their word. People want to follow you if you have strong ethical values, and then also enhances the reputations. You build people, you build stakeholders, you're going to have much more stronger relationships. People can vouch for you. Okay, so can we go to the next slide, please? Yeah, so ethical leadership also have challenges. Can we go to the next slide? I think I've said this one. Enhances organizational reputation and stakeholders trust. Yeah, you build organizational reputations. Stakeholders will trust you. People will trust you. The ones who invest in you because you're accountable. Can we go to the next slide, please? So we have some challenges. Okay, this is like, can we go to the last slide? Some challenges ethical leadership. It could lead to ethical dilemmas. You have difficulties in maybe you want to come to a conclusion on the situation. You don't know which one is the easy right answer. You don't know which one to go. So sometimes you have to choose between profits and ethics. That happens a lot. And then there are people that are actually the employees that do not really follow ethical guidelines. There could be some challenges, and some of these challenges, you can actually overcome them by seeking for advices from mentors like GY's brands, mentors like OMLAs. You can seek for advice. Also involve stakeholders in your decision making, and also have a strong ethical code, strong ethical values that your company follow. So whenever you're doing some, or that you follow as a person, have a strong ethical values that you follow. So whenever you're going through something, you can actually go back to what you already planned to do. And that is it. So that's it for this meeting. So please, as a summary, can you all put on the chat but what you've learned today? When they say ethical leadership, the core characteristics, what come to your mind? Just put on the chat box. Ethical leadership, what comes to your mind when you say ethical leadership, and the core characteristics? What are you taking home today? Quickly. Oh, my voice was like a song.
Okay.
Oh, Samuel, over to you. I think I'm done with this.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. That was very apt. And Regland, thank you for the session. And then, other than Gertrude and Regland, I can see Babalola on the call. Babalola, can you unmute for just 3 seconds? Babalola, Jegede Victor, can you just mute for just 2 seconds? If you can hear me. All right. Yeah.
I can hear you.
All right, Victor and Femi, I want to ask, I know you guys have your own business. Do you have an, what do you call them? Apprentice or somebody learning something from you currently in your business? Or if anybody, apart from Victor, maybe Blessing, any other person, do you have maybe apprentice working with you in your maybe your enterprise or your business? If you have somebody, can you unmute and tell me yes or no? Okay, you do have. All right. And I know that you have, right? Good. So I know one way or the other, I just want to relate what, most of these apprentices show us shege promise in Nigeria town. For instance, you understand? So let me just relate it to what's really happened to me. I also have apprentice like you guys do, but then I was doing poultry farming. I was doing egg production. That was like 7 years ago. So it was a lot of egg production. We were doing a lot. We were selling close to 60 crates a day then. So they came to report to me that, okay, one of the apprentices, colluded with one of my staff, then they were selling my eggs behind my back. I was not in Nigeria, right? So I was not in the farm, right? So I was gone for probably a lot of time from the farm. So they were selling my eggs, behind me and all of that. And my manager was not, giving me a proper record, right? But then because me, by heart, I can wake up, if I have 1,000 birds, for instance, I know what I should get on 1,000 eggs when they're laying, right? By the time I factor every other thing, I know the factor I can multiply and what I'm supposed to get. If I'm not getting it, then I know something is wrong, right? Then I went to the farm and they told me that, okay, somebody is telling the egg they reported to me. I didn't say anything because these guys are very, very hardworking. Then I organized a meeting. Then I told them that, okay, right, something is happening in the business now, but then I want to introduce an egg sale entrepreneurship, right? That's those people who are working on the farm will now be selling eggs. Every Saturday or Friday, Saturday, you go out and sell your egg, right? So before now, that meeting, I've collected the data of the person, stealing the egg. I know the number of crates the person have already stolen. So I benchmark the number of egg you must sell for a week, based on what that person was stealing, right? Probably maybe 3 crates every Saturday, right? So I gathered the meter. They said they were happy, they said no problem. Then I told them the money is going to be your own, right? It's going to be yours, because then I also found out that most of them are having issue, problems and all of that. So, they need to fix something. Instead of coming to me, I'm not in the country then and all of that. So they were using one way or the other on ethical means, to just fund that challenge, right? So I told them that, okay, once you sell, if you can sell up to 3 crates on that Saturday, the money is yours. But if you cannot sell up to 3 crates, then you have to return, the remaining and whatever sale you make to the company, to the business, right? It was the guy that normally see the egg was the first person to raise up his hand. I said, oh, it's a very good idea. It's everything. Oh, I will sell it easily and all of that, right? So jokingly, and I said, no, you don't need to sell any egg. I have your record already. You've made a lot of sales. So in fact, I'm going to make you the sale manager, the sale team. For people that are going to be going on Saturday, you're going to be the sale lead for them, right? One way or the other, those ones that know what's happening with him, taking the egg, they were, laughing and all of that, right? That's how I turn unethical situation, into something meaningful, right? Because by the time I sack that kind of person now, it will be very difficult for me to replace, because I've trained the person I will spend a lot of money to retrain another person to replace that person, right? So, before I closed out that business, at least the person, I had to promote the person because he really did fantastic. I had to promote the person to the sale manager, even got a tricycle for the person to deliver and all of that, right? So that is ethics, how you can use your leadership position, to juxtapose whatever ethical situations happening in your business, right? So whatever is happening in your business, you have to wait, right? It's one way to just send somebody away, an apprentice. Maybe an apprentice can be very useful for you in the future and all of that. So there's a way you can balance things up, right? When it comes to being an ethical leader. So you have to understand their position. Why are they even stealing your product in the first place, right? Is it not, maybe you're not paying them very well, or they have a challenge, you need to listen to them and all of that. So that is an example of how you can deal with your apprentice or people who are working with you in your business, right? So thank you, Regland. Thank you, Gertrude. Thank you, Blessing. Thank you, all those guys that engaged on the chat. I can't call your name, Bolu Warren. A lot of you were engaging on the chat box. So please turn on your camera. Let me just take a snapshot and then we call it a day. Just turn on your camera, so we call it a day. The video can end anytime. So, okay. Please turn on your camera and just give us a bold smile, right? Okay. All right. I'm taking as much as possible, so I'll pick the one that is good. This will also turn this for attendance for them. All right. I've taken as much as possible.